Good morning, everyone again. Let me quickly introduce myself. So, as you know, I'm Durga and I'm having total 12 years of experience into testing actually. So, I'm dealing with both manual and automation. Okay, so that is a small brief info. Shall we start?
Yes,
Is
yes,
that,
we
yeah,
can.
fine. So, what is the course we joined today is software testing, right? Yeah. So, our course name is software testing. So we need to understand first what is software testing, and then what is the advantages of software testing over the other courses. First, I will brief you about this concept. So, okay, what is the advantage of our software testing course? And I will give you brief about what is software testing. Okay. So today is a demo. So I am going to clarify about what exactly we are going to cover in this particular course duration, which means with respect to testing part, what is our course content we are going to cover. That is what I am going to explain now. So let's take the advantage of software testing course actually. So how like you got an idea to take the demo for software testing? Anyone can explain? Balaji, Raki or Chetna? Be interactive in the classes, because if you have 100% subject and you don't have communication, it is zero. With 50% or 60% of knowledge of tech side, and then if you are conveying with a proper communication way, so it will be very helpful in the market actually. So anyone suggested, or you have joined, Chetna, you joined by your own interest, or anyone suggested to join with this testing course?
No, I visited your institute and I got it.
Okay. Okay. So basically, you are from which graduation, like technical or IT or non-IT side?
No, I'm from IT and I'm also working now.
You are already working. Okay, okay. Working mean testing only, or which domain?
No, not in testing.
Okay, development side.
Yes, yes, for development, but I have to learn that, so I joined here.
Yeah. Okay, fine. Okay. So first thing, the advantage of software testing is it's like a bridge between non-IT to IT. So some people will be having non-IT knowledge like BTech with electronics or electrical engineering or some other domain they have already done, and they wanted to switch to the IT sector, or they wanted to go with the software things. Then this is the entry point for non-IT students to IT students, I can say. Because coming to the development part, okay, let's consider Java course or the full stack development. It will be taking 6 months or more than 6 months of time it will take to complete the course and to get understanding and knowledge about that and to work with that particular technologies. But coming to software testing, it is not like that. With a minimum amount of coding skills also, if you have zero skills also, in a course duration, we will be covering the core Java basic concept will be covered to start with the automation testing. With that minimal amount of coding skills also, you can able to survive easily in a IT sector by choosing this particular software testing, which means no stress, no complexity. With a good work-life balance, you can able to maintain by choosing with the software testing with other courses. That is the first point I would say. Coming to second advantage of software testing, so basically everyone will be concentrating for the package, right? You will be getting equivalent package with the developers if you have added your software testing experience with manual and then automation testing. Anyway, in our course duration, we are going to cover both manual and automation, and I will give you brief understanding about what is manual and what is automation in the demo class. So it is like very easy, no need of complex coding or no need of stressful work. With a good work-life balance, we can able to cover it with a good package. So this is what everyone is expecting. So over the other courses, the software testing is very prominent course, I would say, to start with the freshers or the experienced ones or the non-IT people who is working with the support or some BPOs. Like everyone wherever they're working, they're having the career gaps, they can able to easily come to IT sector and they can able to go with a software testing course. That is the main advantage of software testing, I would say. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So coming to second thing, what is software testing? So we have two words, software testing. So, what is your understanding about the software and what is the understanding of the testing? You should know very clearly because you are doing testing on something. What where you are doing testing? You are doing testing on softwares. That is what we will be calling it as a software testing. So, you need to understand what are the softwares we have and how you have to do the testing on the software. Software is nothing but so anything, any word, simple word you could say what is software. Balaji or Raki, whoever. Whatever it is, you just say what is software in your, or tell me one simple example of software you are using in your daily life.
Software means just application and
Yeah.
uh, Amazon like
Good. Software is like nothing but it is like one application. Correct, Balaji. So it is an application like the people are using and doing with the multiple tasking. So this Amazon, like you use this particular Zoom application. This is again it is a software application. Correct. So if you want to technically use some sentence for the software means software is nothing but I would say it is a set of an executable programs. I would say it is a software application. Set of an executable programs. So who will develop this particular programs means the development team will do the programming and the testing team need to test that particular programs whether it was written in a proper way, whether it is following the functional requirements or not, whether it is meeting the customer expectations or not. Okay, we are not directly testing the coding, but whatever the code that output is giving as a application, that application is working correctly or not, you have to test it. So that's why the software is nothing but I would say it is a set of executable programs. So in the market you have lot of softwares is available actually. So one I would say the system softwares. I'll just explain two categories, and second one is application softwares. Okay, system softwares and then application softwares. So what are the examples of system softwares we will be having? So whenever you are purchasing your Android mobile, inbuilt you will get Android operating system. For example, you purchase a Dell laptop or HP laptop. Inbuilt you will be getting some Windows operating system, or you are specifically purchasing any MacBooks or something, it will be having the Mac OS. So the system inbuilt software which will be having in your devices, that will be comes under the system software. It's like a one time installation. You are loading your operating system and you are using for the long. Similarly, you are if you want to use your Word documentation or the PowerPoint or the Excel sheets, you have to have MS Office in your system. So this is also a one of the system software we will be having in the comes under the system software application. Okay, so there are a lot of system softwares actually. So for example, you wanted to connect with your printers or scanner devices, so compulsory drivers are important to connect some external systems. Drivers also will be comes under the system softwares. Okay, it's like a one time installation. So drivers you have installed multiple times, you can connect with your scanner or printer devices. Okay, so this is what we will be comes under the system softwares, operating systems, and then your drivers and your MS Office will comes under the system software applications. This is also softwares, but it's like a one time which will comes default with your system. You have to install for the first time of using your systems. Okay, coming to application softwares is nothing but there you are doing multiple tasking on your daily basis with this application software. You are performing multiple taskings with this particular application. We will be calling it as a application softwares. Okay, so these will be having in a three different platforms. Either your application will be a website application, or it will be a window application, or it will be a mobile application. It might be anything. You can, if you are accessing your application as a browser's website URL, then it will be a website application. For example, take this Flipkart. So Flipkart, I am accessing it as a website URL. I am clicking flipkart.com. So this is my website URL. So I am opening one browser and I am accessing it as a website URL. This is my website application. Okay. So if you have the Flipkart on your mobile, then I am calling it as a mobile application. Similarly, Windows. What are the Windows applications we have? If you see this Notepad, this Teams app, this Word documentation, these are all apps on my mobile. Word is an app on my on my Windows application. So this I can call it as a Windows application. Okay, simple. You can take this Zoom also. Today I have joined this particular Zoom's app as a website URL, app.zoom.us. This is my website application I'm using as a Zoom. So same, I have my Zoom application on my Windows application. This is your Zoom workplace. This is an app in your computer. Okay. Similarly, the Zoom application, if you have in your mobile, and you can also join with your Zoom through the mobile. Some people, some students will join through the mobile also if they are not available with the laptop. So that is same application with the 3 different platforms. So you are doing multiple tasking and with respect to the multiple platforms. This is what we are calling it as a platforms. So you have lot of provision to test the software with different platforms, with different browsers, with different applications. So you will be a part of the application testing. You can able to also contribute your testing with respect to website, Windows and mobile. Coming to manual, the website, window and mobile, you have to test it in a same way. Coming to automation, the tools and technologies we are using is different from manual to automation testing. So I hope you got some basic understanding of what is software application, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So these are all the softwares we have. So now you have to do the testing on this particular software. So you need to know what is testing. So testing also, I would say in a small sentence. So testing is nothing but, I'll simply write it's a verification between actual and expected. This is what I'm calling it as a testing. Okay, now you have to get what is actual, what is expected, you need to validate. Okay, so it's a verification between your actual and expected things. So whatever the developers is preparing the code, that is what I'm calling it as the actual code or actual thing which is developed by the developers. And what is your expectation? What is the expectation of the application? So same thing. So if you go here and if you go to this particular Flipkart application, you wanted to go with the login. Okay, if you click on this particular login button, so the pop-up will come to enter your mobile number, and then you have to request for OTP. Then after entering the OTP, you will be getting the main screen to do the shopping and all. So this is the expectation flow for the Flipkart login. Clicking on login button and entering data and validating the mobile number, and then going to the screen. For example, if I have entered some wrong data and if I have clicked on the request OTP. So what it is saying, please enter valid email ID or mobile number. It is saying you have entered the wrong data. Okay. So for example, if I have entered the correct details, but I have missed some 1 or 2 numbers, and if I have clicked on OTP, so it is commonly it is giving the invalid. So getting this error message for the invalid data is what I am saying it as a expectation. This is my requirement of the customer. If anyone is trying to enter the data with invalid credential, then we have to restrict that particular customer from doing the login. Okay, that is what expectation. What is actual? The requirement should be given to the development team. They'll write code to satisfy this particular feature. And you have to verify what is our actual and what is the actual development was done by the development team. Both should be matched. If both are matched, then I would say it is the testing was passed. If both are not matched, then I would say it is testing was failed. That is what we need to do while doing the testing of your applications. Verification between your actual and expected bills. Okay, that is what I would say testing. So this testing you can also do the verification of your expectation values and the actual you can also perform by using two ways, that is manual way and then automation way. You can do the manual testing or you can do the automation testing also. For better understanding, I will show you the Amazon application also, so that you can understand what is actually the requirement I am saying, expectation I am saying. So if you take the number, if I am entering wrong, if I click on continue, what I am getting, it is giving the invalid mobile number because I have entered the numeric data, so it is considering it as a mobile number. Let's say, for example, I have entered some numerical form of data, and if I click on continue, it is saying invalid email address, which means if you have entering the data as a alphanumeric form, it is considering it as an email. If you are entering only numeric data and if you click on continue, it is considering it as a mobile number. So this is what the requirement, this is what the expectation of the Amazon application. If user entered these details, this is the expectation. Let's say I didn't enter anything. If I click on continue, then the error message has been changed to enter your mobile number or email. So we have lot of error messages also, but the existence of error message will be based on the input of customer it is given. First I got invalid mobile number. Second, I got invalid email ID. Third, I got, because I didn't given anything, I left blank with that particular field. It is giving other message apart from the other two. Okay. For example, I have entered the mobile number and if I click on continue. So what it will happen? It is going to the password screen. Because it is a valid mobile number, it is already registered with Amazon. So that's why it is going to password. Again, it is another expectation. So these are all things we will be verifying from expectation results to what is the actually developed by the development team. That is what we need to validate under the testing. Okay, that you can do in a manual way and a automation way. Okay, so the designations for the manual and automation testings will be different. So for manual testing, we will be giving the designation as software test engineer. We will be calling for the manual testing. Coming to automation testing, so automation testing, we will be having the designation in the market as SDET. Okay, so the designation we will be calling this as a SDET for automation testing. So SDET is nothing but software development engineer in testing. So the development word is came for the testers also. Software development engineer in test. SDET is nothing but software development engineer in test. So you are also developing the suits to do the testing. You are also developing some programs to doing the testing. Okay. So software test engineer. So let's say, for example, I need to open the browser. I need to enter the URL. I need to enter something on this by using my keyboard and mouse actions. I am doing the click operation. So these all steps is done by the manual tester. That is what we will be calling it as a manual testing. Okay. If the testing was done by the manual tester, then we will be calling it as a manual testing. Automation testing is nothing but whatever the steps I have performed now, if you are doing by using the test scripts, you are converting that all steps into test scripts, then we will be calling that as a automation testing, which means opening of this particular browser, launching of your Amazon URL, and clicking on this particular sign in button. So everything what I am doing is I am scripting it into by using some tools and technologies. I am converting it to code. By running that code, everything will be validated through the automation scripting. That is what we will be calling it as a automation testing. Okay, that is the difference between manual and automation. Whatever the steps which is performing by the manual tester, That steps, if you have programmed it by using some test scripts, that we will be calling it as a automation testing. If you are directly validating each and every points by the manual testing team, then we will be calling it as a manual testing. Understood the difference between manual testing and the automation testing?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, so I use the word like test scripts. What are the test scripts and how you can able to write the test scripts? So the test scripts we will write by using the tools which is available in the market. So the test scripts will be implemented by using some tools and some programming languages. Okay. So what are the tools we have in the market means? So earlier, nowadays, the Selenium is the most popular tool which is used by the every tester. But before Selenium, QTP was there. Actually, QTP is a licensed one. The programming language which is supported by the QTP is VB scripting. Okay, so earlier days we used to do the automation by using the QTP tool only by using only VB scripting. But once the Selenium WebDriver came into market, so everyone was migrated from QTP to Selenium. I think no one is using the QTP nowadays. Everyone is migrated from QTP to Selenium WebDriver tool because it is a freeware and it is having lot of supporting programming languages. The Selenium can also able to add with Java, or you can write the script by using with Python or with C Sharp. There is like .NET, okay, and Ruby, Rex, Perl, so etc. So lot of programming languages, even VB scripting is also supported with the Selenium WebDriver tool. So you are converting your all steps by using these tools and programming languages. You are writing it and you are doing the automation test. So the best possible combination market, most of the companies is using in the market is Selenium with Java is the most preferred combination because compared to all programming language, Java is somewhat difficult because it is having the oops concepts and all. But still, we will be covering the Java only in the course duration, so that if you are understood one programming language with Selenium, if you are able to understand, even in future if they have asked for Selenium or Python, Selenium with .NET or Selenium with Ruby, you can able to convert yourself to write the programs with the other programming languages also. Okay, mostly everything will look similar only, but the format of writing the scripting will be different from Java to Python, Python to .NET, from one programming language to another programming language, it will be different. Okay, so now for automation we are going to cover with the Selenium with Java. Okay, so as a manual part, so you need to understand. So first we are going to start with the manual testing concept actually. So coming to manual testing part, we will be going to start with the types of SDLC. So SDLC is nothing but software development life cycle. Okay, so you need to understand. So as a QA, it is our responsibility to understand what is the software development life cycle. For implementing the new software, what is the life cycle we need to follow? In our childhood, also we learn lot of life cycles, butterfly life cycle. Different things will be there. There will be a 4 states from caterpillar, so different states to make it as a one butterfly. Similarly, if you want to create a new software application, what are the steps will be followed, what is the flow diagram to implement a new software application, and what are the different types of SDLC models we have in the market, that we need to know. Out of all models we have, I will explain some 6 to 7 models. Out of all models, Agile Scrum process is the most popular models out of all the process whatever we have in the older generations. So you need to concentrate and understand more about Agile Scrum process because companies is following this one only. Once you go to the company, it is easy for you to understand how the SL process is working on, and how you have to contribute yourself to work with the SL model. Once it is done, then we are going to start with the testing phases or stages. In how many phases or stages you can able to do the testing of your applications. Okay. Then finally, I am going to explain the STLC, which is software testing lifecycle. Software testing lifecycle. Okay. This is what I am going to explain in the next topic. So these four topics will cover all your manual testing topics. In software testing lifecycle only, we will take one real project to practice how to write the test cases, how to prepare the test scenarios, and how to prepare the test data. So everything we are going to cover it under the testing lifecycle. If you got the issues like how to coordinate with the development team, and what is the bug lifecycle, and how you are giving the closure reports, everything we are going to with respect to testing, we will be going in a fourth chapter, that is software testing lifecycle. Okay, so this is our manual content. So coming to your automation part, so let's go to the automation testing topics. What we are going to cover in our course duration is, coming to your automation part, first I will start with the core Java. So in CoreJava, I'm going to cover all the basics of Java, including the OOPS concepts and loops, like control structures, whatever it is required for your automation part, that things will be covered under the CoreJava concepts. I will start from basic ABC concepts. Everything will be started from the basic level. Okay? If anyone is not gone through with the coding part, then they will also can able to do and contribute with the automation test. So somewhat these three topics will be in a manual. These three topics will be going with the theoretical part. So you should understand for the manual testing, and then STLC somewhat you will have some for the practice. As usual, automation testing, you have to do practice on daily basis to understand how we are writing the code and how the automation testing is happening. Then it will be easy for you to crack the interviews. Once core Java topics were done, then I am going to start with the Selenium topics. Okay, I will integrate Java with Selenium, and I will explain how to do the environment setup and how to call the Selenium and how to use the Selenium for your automation testing. Everything we are going to cover in the Selenium. Okay, once Selenium is done, then I am going to start with the robot class. Actually, the disadvantage of Selenium is supported to do the only website automation, not the mobile, not the Windows. So to do the automation of your Windows application, I will use this robot class, or we can use WinApp driver also. Anything I will choose, and I will do the automation of Windows application automation also. So not only the website application, here we will be going to cover mobile application automation and Windows application automation also. For mobile application also, you need to learn the Appium. So along with Selenium and Java, you need to add this Appium tool to do the mobile application automation. Okay. So which means, as I said, manual testing is common for these three platforms, but automation is different. So that's why we are going to cover all three platform automation testing as well. Because HR will ask for different platforms, then you have to say yes only, because we will be covering over here. So complete 100% website automation will be covered. Coming to Windows and mobile application, high level I will explain entire environment setup and the way of writing code and everything. But I will take only 2 to 3 applications to write the code and how to automate. So after that, you have to practice more. Okay. Once these are done, I will be concentrating on the framework part also. So what is framework? So in a companies, we won't write it as a single program. So you have to write it as a framework way. Okay. So in a framework, you have to write like how the Maven project structure will be. So the Maven is like creating a project and how to build your project. Everything will be having in a Maven. And then you need to learn the page object model. This is a design pattern for creating your project. And then you need to learn the TestNG framework, how we will be calling all the classes into one particular framework. And I will explain the Git also for the repository purpose, and I will give you the Jenkins overview also, how to call your jobs into Jenkins. So these all things will be covered under the framework part. This is like a real-time experience. Maven project structure with page object model and TestNG framework, Git and Jenkins. These things will be covered under the framework part. Okay, so manual testing, automation testing, framework topics will be also covered. And apart from these three topics, I am also going to give the overview of SQL and the API testing, because these are also very important things that I will explain in the next class. Why SQL is important, why API testing is important. So in SQL part, like the database testing will be covered. For API testing, we will be taking the Postman tool to write the API testing, like APIs and the request response validations, everything we will go with the Postman tool. That is also I am going to cover at the end. So there is a lot of topic. We will go gradually one by one with a better understanding. See, whatever I know with this duration, I will simplify it and I'll explain in a better way so that you can able to understand very clearly. Okay, so these are the topics we are going to cover. So if Balaji or Chetna, if you have any doubts regarding this course content or the topics we are going to cover or the timings, whatever it may be. So if you have any doubts, you can ask me now.
Okay,
Okay,
Durga,
madam.
how many months or days is going to?
Yeah, it will be 2 months. Okay, two months
Okay,
it will take completely. So it will say 45 days, but we will be having Saturday, Sunday off, right? So if it is taking lot of
both
time,
Saturday, Sunday, both off.
yeah, both off.
Okay,
Yeah. But 2 months it will be covered. If it is taking a lot of time, I will increase the time. Generally, we will be having the 1 hour class, right? So
okay,
if we are going to the automation part and STLC part, if I reach the STLC, I'll be taking 1.5 hour or 2 hours, like based on my flexibility of the timing. I'll be
okay,
changing the duration. It will be little bit increased, but the overall course duration I'll be compressed to 2 months only. If required, I will change the timings of this one.
okay, okay, Durga, no issues. And I have one more doubt regarding the real-time project. It means what we contact?
For manual, you're asking?
Yes, yes, for manual.
Yeah. So for manual, we will consider any blank new application or insurance portal from the websites from the Google, and then I will write my user stories from my end. Actually, you need to know the requirements first. So that requirements I will give. For practicing purpose, I will explain how to write the test cases and all. That things we will be covering in the real project practicing sessions. So you have to
Okay,
write the test cases, test scenarios, and test data for the requirements first. So that is the first
okay,
step of the testing game.
okay,
Coming
Durga.
coming to your automation part, we will be doing hundreds of examples in a real time actually, because without considering any website scenarios, you can't able to practice the automation scenarios of your website applications, right? So these things will be happen in a real time way only. We will consider lot of website applications. So based on the scenario of the application of the particular topic, we are going to practice it. Okay, so
Okay,
don't worry about the duration and all, because this is the stuff it will be useful for your career for a long time. Whatever the thing you came up with a new project, then you can able to easily involve on that particular side if you learned all these topics in this particular duration. Okay, because I am going to cover all these things 100%, so that it will be helpful in your career. Because at the particular point you got only website related testing, but in future if you got Windows or mobile related things also, you can able to easily adapt to that particular situation and you can able to jump into, because you have some base knowledge where we are covering all these topics with a practical way, so that you can able to contribute and switch yourself from one to another easily.
okay, okay,
Okay.
okay, Durga.
So regarding timings and all, you can contact the DURGASOFT reception team, admin people. But mostly, it will be 11 to 12 only. But I will update if the changes in timing if required. Mostly tomorrow also you need to join at 11 to 12 only. But if possible, I will change and I will let you know the updated time. Okay, timing is okay for you, right, Chetna and Balaji?
Yes, 11 is okay. Rather after that, we can't manage now.
Okay.
Uh, if it's okay to you, we will continue at that time only.
Mostly it will be the timing, but if required, I'll prepone like 1 hour. It won't be postponed. If it is possible to prepone, I will let you know. Okay.
Okay, okay, sure, sure.
After 11, it won't be there. Maybe it will be switching to 9 to 10 or 10 to 11. It will be depend on like schedule what I have with other batches. I will let you know. But for now, this week you have to join with 11 to 12.
Okay, Durga, sure, sure.
So tomorrow we will talk more about this. This is like a sample demo session only. So tomorrow I'll talk more like how SQL API is impacting on your software, how to do the testing end to end by including all this SQL API testing. I will explain clearly more on tomorrow's class.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Balaji, do you have anything to share? You have any doubts or something?
Okay, madam, no doubts, clear. It's, okay, but I'm not a computer knowledge, just
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not. My background is life science and biochemistry.
Okay.
Uh,
No
but
issue, Balaji. I already explained the advantage from non-IT to IT. This is the starting point of anyone. You can easily switch from your non-IT to IT. This is your.
okay, okay, yes, madam. Okay, I understand. Yes, okay,
Yeah. Okay. If nothing, we will wind up here and we will connect again tomorrow. The same timing at 11 o'clock. Okay.
okay, okay, madam. Okay, thank you.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you.